Hello, my lovelies. I am here with this week's Goddess Guidance. It is for the week of October 24th. I hope you all are doing well. But in order to ensure your well-being, this week's message is about boundaries from the goddess Ishtar. And she says to love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. Okay, you got to protect your energy. She's worshipped and invoked as an ancient Babylonian goddess, Venus womanly energy she possesses, and she represents the divine feminine in all of her aspects, including nurturing, mothering, sensuality, fertility, healing, protection, and wisdom. As a multidimensional goddess, Ishtar does not tire upon helping men and women who call upon her for assistance. So, with that being said, I want you to take a moment and just think about some of the areas in your life where things may seem imbalanced, okay? Where you are giving more than you are receiving, or maybe you're receiving a lot and not giving enough. Taking this time to just slowly check in with yourself as you land here in this moment, bringing your eyes to a soft gaze or gently closing the eyes if you feel ready to do so and comfortable. And just allowing yourself to take some nice deep breaths, expanding the low belly, the heart space, the mind, allowing your crown to awaken as you exhale, reversing the flow, releasing any tension. As you begin to ground down through the body, the base of the exhale, inhale, expanding the low belly, the heart space, the mind, illuminating your crown. Exhale, reversing the flow, releasing any tension within the mind, the heart, the belly, grounding down to your sacred center, your sacral chakra. As you continue to breathe at your own tempo and cadence, allow yourself permission to just come back to the breath at any point. At times when we speak of our personal power, we may hold our breath subconsciously. Some of this can be because of past traumas, fears, doubts, unworthiness, low self-esteem. The breath allows us to focus, but also to observe. The more fuller we can breathe, the fuller life can become. The more filled with life we become. And when things are out of our control, when things have us in fear or stagnancy, when traumas have been triggered, when there is uncertainty, worry, anxiety, we sometimes hold our breath, restricting the life force energy from flowing through us. This is why in those moments we're told to take deep breaths. And somehow as we do that, things seem to soften. We may become more clear-headed, more lighthearted, a little less worried or stressed. Maybe some insight, guidance, feeling is invoked. You become more grounded in your body, using your body as a tool of divination so that you can access its wisdom, allowing that to guide you in a new direction, in alignment, in purpose, in truth. You see, as women, we have been programmed to be a good girl, to be of service, to be the caregiver, to be a nurturer, a lover, a wife, daughter, sister, friend, to be a do-gooder, to balance career, family, home life, and all the many roles that we serve to ourselves and to others. And it is of sincere desire to be of service. However, there is a distinction between giving of yourself and giving up yourself. From this moment on, we are no longer outsourcing our self-worth. From this moment forward, we are no longer sacrificing ourselves to be of service to others. We only pour from a full cup, and we honor our own cycles and rhythms, our own energy levels, so that we may protect ourselves, not from a place of angst or fear, aggression, but from knowing our worth, knowing what is worth our time, our focus, our energy, knowing how going beyond those boundaries affects us, and fine-tuning our bodies as that instrument of divination, so that when we begin to even think about stepping outside of our boundaries or sacrificing ourselves, abandoning ourselves for the sake of others, that subtle feeling, thought, sensation becomes louder, becomes more distinct. We become more finely tuned as a tool of divination, an instrument, the heavenly body, intuitive, wise. And in this way, we strengthen our intuition, our ability to feel and to sense. We grow stronger in honoring our body's wisdom and following through with its guidance, whether that's to rest or to take action. See, overgiving causes you to feel tired, guilty, maybe even resentful. And from that space, are you truly giving and being of service? Instead, step back, reassess the situation. Become clear in your intention as to why you are being of service. Why do you want to help? How can you help in a way that is comfortable for you? They say givers should have boundaries because takers rarely have them. Allow that to just sink in for a moment. Givers should have boundaries because takers rarely have them. And how do you feel when you've given too much of yourself? When you've done too much for someone with the expectation perhaps of being recognized or being adored, being seen, being heard, being loved, feeling worthy of their affection, trying to earn their love and affection, their acceptance. How does that feel? Does that feel good to you when you overextend yourself? But then do you feel guilty in saying no? And if that's the case, that is okay. That is simply an opportunity for growth. for contemplation, reflection. How would you prefer to handle those situations moving forward? How can you bring in more grace in those situations to yourself and to others? As you respect your own boundaries, others will begin to recognize and can only respect them as well. Truth resonates. When you speak your truth, it is felt. With conviction, it is felt. And you can politely decline. There's no need to be messy or ugly or feel as if you're stepping out of character, being mean. You can gracefully decline. You can also offer your assistance in a way that feels fair, just, and balanced, honoring your own boundaries, your own truth, your own energy. This is indeed a healthy behavior to teach others, and in this way you stand as a pillar of light, a beacon, truth and consciousness, a sovereign being, one who has agency of their life. This is where you embrace your power and show others that you can be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. To own your power does not take away from someone else. In fact, it allows them to reclaim their own power, to figure it out maybe for themselves, to do what is best for them. And in that space, on a spiritual level, you are allowing them to be loved for who they are, unconditionally loved, allowing them to have their own path. While you stay focused, rooted and grounded in yours. Breathe. There are two things in this world you can truly control. The first is your breath. Smooth, steady, in and out. The quality of your breath is a reflection of the quality of your life. As within, so without. The second thing you can control is your reaction to that which you cannot control. And when that arises, those moments where things are out of your control, go back to number one, the breath. Relax. Soften the space between the brows. Relax your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest, expansion and contraction of the heart. Breathe in and out, softening the belly, the low belly, hips, grounding down to the pelvic floor, allowing the hips to become heavy, sinking downwards towards the earth. Your sits bone sinking downwards towards the earth. This message can be interpreted in several different ways. It can be confirmation or validation that you are giving too much of yourself, your focus, your time, your energy to something that is not reciprocal. What is that? Does that show up in your life? Where does that show up? How does that show up? What causes that to show up? What changes or adjustments can you make to restore balance and harmony? This message can also be confirmation or validation that it's time to become more assertive. Where are you playing small? Stuck in fear, stagnancy, fear of change, fear of being seen, fear of being heard, fear of failure, fear of speaking your truth. For some of us, we may have grown up hearing, believing that children should be seen and not heard, or to be a good girl means to listen to others and to obey, to conform, to deny yourself who you are, your own truths, to block access to your own truths and follow that of others. Live up to the expectations and obligations of others. Has this really served you in your life? And if it's a yes, you can keep it. If no, just take a nice deep breath, feeling it in your body, noticing how you respond to it emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Notice where it may keep you feeling small or stuck. And then allow yourself to release it down into the earth. You can package it up like a little ball, sending it down into the earth, returning it to sender. And knowing that this energy that is no longer yours, these truths that are no longer yours, are returned to their original sender. This allows healing to take place, not only within yourself and your psyche, but it evolves you in your awareness of self. This message is also a reminder to let go of doing things out of guilt or obligation. You are supported in making that choice. If you feel guilty or obligated, if you feel resistance to doing something for another, ask for assistance in how you can come up with a creative solution. Ask for miracles, redirection, a resolution to appear, and it shall be so. You are a great and powerful woman. The stars, the universe, galaxies sparkle within your being. You are supported in protecting yourself and your energy. You have the right and permission to take agency of your life, to reclaim authority of yourself, of your thoughts, of your feelings and emotions, of your body, your soul. Call all of your energy back to you now. Visualize a golden ball of light above your head, however far up above your head you would like and feels comfortable, however large you would like this gold ball of light to be. And as it turns on and becomes activated, everywhere that your energy has been taken from you or left are not received with loving care and kindness through all time and space, your energy starts to come back, pulled into this gold ball of light, this golden orb of light, purifying your energy, clearing your energy, healing your energy, amplifying your divine energy, adding pleasure, love, kindness, reciprocity, fairness, balance, clarity, peace, truth, that of your highest creative essence, all into this golden orb, allowing it to become completely filled with all that you are claiming for yourself, including your personal power through all time and space, dimensions, realities, ancestral lineage, past lives, karma being cleared, balance being restored, harmony within and out. And then as you take another deep breath, just allow the crown of your head to open and become receptive to the outpourings of this beautiful golden light. Like liquid gold, it begins to drip down into your crown, flowing through the headspace and the mind, front and back, flowing down your face, flowing down the back of your neck, into your throat, across the shoulder blades, across your collarbone, down into the shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingertips, down the back, along the spine, down the front of the body, filling the chest and the heart with light, sinking down further as it moves and drips down into the solar plexus, down into the low back, the low belly, the sacrum, your womb space, your ovaries, your fallopian tube, your entire womb space is filled with this power, this energy, this source energy, life force energy, moving down to the base of your being, pelvic floor, and down through the legs into your feet, toes. That light that you hold, filling the entire space around you, sealing the space of your energy with love and light. A ball of protection all around you, golden orb of light all around you. Beautiful ring of light all around you. You are centered in this space. This force field of energy cannot be penetrated with anything that does not serve your highest good and through loving kindness. And give yourself some flowers for being here, showing up, doing the work, reclaiming your divine essence. Maybe visualizing a rose out in front of you, rose behind you, one to each side, one above, one below. Allow yourself to receive these flowers. Know that they also serve as an energetic boundary, protecting you, being of service to you, beautifying your energy, healing your energy, your space, owning your space for yourself. And then when you're ready, you feel nice, centered, and grounded. Bring some movement to the physical body, wiggling your toes, your fingers, taking a nice little stretch, maybe giving yourself a hug. You can place one hand on the heart space and the belly, or both on either space. Taking another deep breath in. And then gently opening your eyes when you're ready. Okay. So ladies, in this week's, I think that was actually a very good and timely message, especially with Libra season. It's as if the nodal shift between Aries in the North Node and Libra in the South Node has kind of activated this boundaries type of energy, because Aries is more self-oriented, in the energy of like self-preservation, whereas Libra is more externally focused, more focused on relationship. Okay, it's like not necessarily you versus them, but me and we kind of energy. Okay, and you can find balance in between that. So there's a phrase, Ubuntu, or a word, and it's defined as I am because we are. And we've heard this, numerous times throughout our lives, where you can't pour from an empty cup. You want to give from a place of overflow. So just check in. One way I like to check in with my energy levels is to imagine like a thermometer, basically. So you have 0 and you have 100 at the top. So where are you in, your energy levels today? Where are you in? I like this gauge because it helps you to gauge where you are energetically. It helps you to also know where you are like in openness and receptivity, or where how much you might be blocked. So this gauge is a cool tool to use for intuitive development or psychic development. And so with that being said, when you're asked to do something, all right, and you're just kind of like, and it doesn't have to be something major. Like for instance, tonight, it's my sister's birthday, my sister's boyfriend's birthday, and they want to go out and party or something. And she works at a bar, and there's bottle service, so they popping bottles. You got confetti and DJs and just lights and all that going. And part of me would like to be there, because I get along with my sister and her boyfriend. I love them dearly, so I would love to be there. But energetically, it's a no for me, dog. Okay, it's a no for me today. I'm tired, and I got a lot to prepare for. And I have a lot I have been preparing for these last couple weeks. And so it can be something just simple like that. So on a scale of 0 to 100, I'm like, just go with the first number that pops into your head. I'm like, where am I in wanting to, really like energetically? And the first number that comes up to me was 53. So 53%. That is not high enough to say yes. Okay. So if you find that you're on like the low end, 50, 60, something like that, or below, it doesn't really matter what the number is, but you can honor that and just say, well, no, I'm at 53%. Or you can say, well, is it possible to get to 100%? And maybe some ideas will pop into your mind, some insight. Maybe also the insight could be like, yeah, here's how you can get to 100. You can drink some coffee, take a quick nap, blah, blah, blah. Or it might be like, no, you really just don't need it to be at 100, because you kind of got some other things to do. And then when you get that awareness, you can honor that. And hopefully that minimizes some guilt. If you're at 0%, then it's at 0. You don't have to really try to get it to 100. if you don't want to. But it's a cool tool and technique to play with, gauging yourself from 0 to 100%, like on your energy levels. How much are you able to give? How much are you energetically open to maybe receiving assistance or receiving help, your needs being met, things like that. If it's the latter, where you're using this technique as a tool to see how receptive you are to receiving help, and it's like 30% or 70%, whatever, then that is also another opportunity for you to gauge, and to clear any resistance, to allow yourself to open up. Sometimes just the awareness of being like, oh, I'm at 30%. Well, no wonder my manifestations ain't hidden. I'm closed off, so sometimes that amusement, that awareness is what elevates it higher, and then you can actually use that as an opportunity to grow more in your ability to receive and to transform your life. So that tool, the energy gauge is actually a very valuable tool that I like to use myself personally. When it comes down to manifesting things that I would like to receive, but also gauging where I am how much of myself am I willing to invest in something, okay? And like I said, just always go with the first number that pops into your head. And then with this message of boundaries, the other energetic boundary that you were taught in this week's meditation is something I call your bubbles and roses. So who doesn't like bubbles? Who doesn't like roses? Okay, you're a really grumpy person if you don't like bubbles and roses. You got some stuff you gotta work through, because that's kind of a interesting thing. Unless you're allergic, they're fine. No judgment, fine, no judgment. But a protection bubble basically is something that seals the edge of your aura. And the edge of your aura typically is fingertips distance out in front of you, or like around you. So your fingertips distance in every direction is typically where the edge of your aura is. It can expand beyond that. It can also contract, okay, and come closer in. So just gauge where you are in that space. Make sure you're nice and centered in it. Sometimes life can throw punches and we get knocked a little off kilter. So we might be a little to the left or to the right, or not centered in our space. But make sure that in your bubble, find a size that feels comfortable for you. Just pretend, use your imagination. And then allow that bubble to just create like a semi-permeable seal around it, okay? Like a seal of energy, where energy that's positive can flow out from you, out into the world, and positive energy from the world can come in, but negative energy cannot be spewed outward from you, and it cannot also be dumped into your space either. The roses, they're kind of like little bodyguards, okay? They act as another way to identify the edge of your energetic boundary. But roses, because they have a very high vibration to them, not just in appearance, they're beautiful, their beauty is unmatched, but also like rose essential oil is always very expensive, things like that. But the rose itself symbolically has a very high vibration to it, and so sealing your aura with these roses just allows your highest vibration possible to be accessible to you, and to stay intact, and so others can also see that. And you'll be surprised at how much you can draw positive experiences to you, because the rose has also like a magnetic quality. It draws people in. They say to stop and smell the roses, not the tulips or the daisies. So it helps people to sort of energetically acknowledge you when you are walking around with these bubbles and roses, sealing your space, being intact in your space, being protected in your space, being loved, seen, heard, and acknowledged in your space. So may you take that as your homework for the week. All right. Practice playing with your bulbs and roses. You can also use them around your home space. You can use them around your car while driving, or if it's in a parking garage, areas where you're like not quite certain. You can use it as a tool or technique if you're trying to get to a concert, around your, seats, or something like that. Play around with it. You are as limitless as your imagination. So allow your imagination to take you to some really cool places using these tools and techniques, and see how they can help assist you in your life and loving yourself enough to not only define your boundaries, but to honor them. All right. So thank you, ladies. I shall see y'all upon my return.